Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi. Thank you for returning or viewing for the first time, either way. Today, I am going to go over one of my newer plants. It is the Arrowhead Plant, and I just got it a few weeks ago before we went on lockdown. This pandemic is really killing it right now, literally, and it's awful. It's awful. So I've been going stir crazy, just really tending to my plants a lot. So this video will be very easy to make because I just pay extra attention to my plants lately because I work from home now and I'm always home now. So, you know, it's nice to talk to a camera and not just Wesley or my boyfriend, you know. So this is valuable for my mental health. And hopefully for your mental health as well. Let's just focus on plants, you know, for a while. And try not to read the news too much because it's a little frightening out there. It feels like a zombie apocalypse sometimes, especially when you go to the grocery store and people are cornering the people restocking the shelves for toilet paper. It's a little aggressive. The poor grocery store workers, I mean, geez, they probably have seen the darker side of people lately, and I just feel so bad, but so grateful for them at the same time, because I would not have the patience to do that job. I'd be like, back off, you know, to everybody, but they are always so lovely, so. But anyway, back to plants. Let's go back to plants, yeah? So today I'm going to be talking about my Arrowhead plant. Yay! It's turned out to be such an easy plant, and I don't know why. It was a very slow burn for this plant for me because I didn't like the look of it. I know. How dare I? But, you know, I just didn't love the look. I really didn't. But after seeing it in this lovely specimen in one of my favorite nurseries a while ago, I was like, you know what? I like it. That's what happened. I was really debating it between this and a snake plant because I've never had a snake plant, I know. How can I not have a snake plant? But they're just always weirdly expensive. I don't know. They're always like $20 for like a baby, like little twig. So I'm like, why would I? So it's literally just such a gorgeous plant. Look at the coloring on the leaves. I mean, it's just like a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. And it was so healthy when I got it, so I'm excited about it. Yeah, today I'm just going to go over care tips and little fun facts about it, so let's get to it. Alright, so I know this plant looks like a shrub, but it's actually technically a vining plant, so I think eventually these stems are all going to be like vining downward. That's its natural state anyway. So I don't know when that'll finally happen, but these are strong, these stems, so they don't look like they're gonna go downward anytime soon. But as you can see, it came in a hanging plant, so obviously that's like the goal, I think. But anyway, so this is a vining plant, the Arrowhead plant, and these are pretty juvenile leaves. They actually look pretty different once they're like fully grown and developed. So this plant has been super simple. I was worried about it because I remember hearing they're kind of finicky as far as like where they like to be in your house. But as of right now, I have it right next to my south-facing window, but with no real direct light. It just gets a little bit of western exposure at the end of the day, like just a dapple on the leaves. Besides that, all day it has super bright indirect light, and it's protected from the southern exposure. So that's, I think, ideal for this because it tends to grow in shade in its natural environment and like more shaded, dappled sunlight environments. So I think that's ideal. It likes really bright light and it's just pushing out new leaves like cray. As you can see, these little delicate lime green ones, those are all the new leaves, and it has a bunch unfolding inside as well. I love like touching this plant. This is another new one right here. See all the really light ones? So I've had this plant for at least a couple months now. Yeah, at least a couple months, I think. And whenever I made my plant haul video, it was that week when I got it. And it's probably like 6 months ago, and time just flies. I have no idea. I've only had to water it a few times because it's been cooler where I live. And usually when it's cooler, you don't need to water them quite as much. And you really want to dial back, especially depending on the light that they have, that they're exposed to. The more light they're exposed to, the more water they will probably need. So since it's in brighter light, I really watch the soil. I feel the top right here, and if it feels like it still has some moisture in there, then I won't water it. And of course I bottom water this because it's in very dense like peat moss mixed soil. So I like to bottom water, that way it gets absorbed all the way through. And when you bottom water and you saturate the soil completely, then you really won't have to water it for quite some time. So you just feel the top, and if it still feels very cool and moist, then you don't have to water it. As far as tap water versus distilled or whatever, as I always preach, you want to let your water sit out for at least 24 hours. This guy, it doesn't seem to care too much. I would err on the side of letting your water sit out for 24 hours, just with all your houseplants, but it doesn't require distilled water or anything extra. With fertilizing this plant, since we're in the springtime, we're getting closer and closer to fertilizing season, but for the most part, I would hold off on fertilizing all your plants, especially if you just purchase them, because for the most part, the nurseries keep them in very enriched dirt and soil. So you really don't have to start fertilizing them, especially if they're already pushing out a ton of new leaves like this plant is. You really don't have to for quite some time in the cooler months, but obviously in the dead of summer, like yes, do it every other time you water. But this plant, I haven't felt the need to fertilize at all because it's pushing out new leaves as it is. And you don't want to over fertilize because that could make it shrivel up and it could, you know, burn the leaves. That's what over fertilizing tends to do. So I haven't had to repot this plant, but if I had to, I would probably choose potting mix and some sort of peat moss. It likes that enriched, denser soil. It likes to have its roots constantly moisturized. It does not like to dry out completely, so you have to be careful with that. This seems like a drooper type plant, like a drooping plant. If you don't water it for some time, I feel like it would kind of get depressed looking. It just seems like that would happen. Anyway, that's it guys for the Arrowhead plant. It's one of my new favorites, I gotta say. We'll see how it is in a few months from now. We'll see how it performs in the summertime, because that's like prime time, you know, for plants. So I'm excited about it. I highly recommend it for beginners. It's very easy so far. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, tell me what you want to see. Let me know what you think of my new intro. That's like a new thing and I'm trying that out. So I just filmed it on my phone like real quick. So I don't know. Thank you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.